Hey, better, 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 better. Hey, better, better, better. Swing better, swing better. Hey, did you ever go to a baseball game where there's lots of chatter? Most often in little league games or where there's younger people playing, not so much in the big leagues or the professional leagues, but everyone's saying, "Come on, batter, swing batter! Come on, pitcher, pitch it in there!" Everyone's talking to each other and yelling back and forth, and it makes baseball pretty enjoyable. I like baseball, and maybe you do too. Now, there's a phrase that some people use that originated in baseball, and it is the phrase "step up to the plate." I'm sure you've heard that before. Now, no one is certain when this phrase "step up to the plate" was first used, but it's a fairly easy phrase to understand. For when a baseball player is ready to receive the pitch, ready to bat, he or she steps up to the plate to indicate that they are ready. Now, they're not stepping up to a dish, not that kind of plate. Rather, it's home plate, the baseball plate, home plate, so they're stepping up to it. So we use the phrase "step up to the plate" as meaning we are ready to accept a challenge or a responsibility for something. We're ready to rise to the occasion. We could say this about Tom. It's time for Tom to step up to the plate and take on his share of work. So we often are referring to taking on responsibility for something when we say "step up to the plate." Now, we all have things in our lives that we are responsible for. Can you name some of the things that you are responsible for? You're thinking, okay. Well, I thought of some things that are common things that we all share in our responsibilities, like going to work. That's something we're responsible for. Getting up in time to go to work, getting out of bed in order to go to work. Definitely a responsibility. Sometimes we struggle with, don't we? Closing the door. A very simple responsibility, but if we're going somewhere, to close the door behind us. Being polite, that's a good responsibility. It's up to us because we could choose not to be polite, but being polite is a good responsibility that we should step up to the plate for. In line with that, being nice or kind to those around us. Those are some of the responsibilities that all of us share, all of us carry, all of us need to step up to the plate for. So, as we consider some of these responsibilities, let's think about the words from the Apostle Paul in Galatians chapter 6, where he says this: each person should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves because they won't be comparing themselves to someone else. Each person should carry their own load. Well, I think the Apostle Paul was talking about responsibilities. We each have our own responsibilities. Each of us need to be stepping up to the plate to do that. Even though we may do different work than some of our friends, everyone has something they are responsible for. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 3 says, "The one who plants and the one who waters have the same purpose, and the Lord will give each of them a reward for their work." Again, talking about responsibilities. So these responsibilities have been given to us by God, and He wishes for us to honor Him with how we handle these responsibilities. In 2 Corinthians 5, verse 10, we read this: "We must all stand in front of Christ to be judged. Each one of us will be judged for what we do while in our bodies. We'll be judged for the good things and the bad things. And then each of us will receive what we are supposed to get." Well, I want to be a responsible person, and I hope that you do too. I want to be somebody who's trusted. I want to be able to step up to the plate. I want to be someone who is trusted with little and much. Jesus said in Luke 16, verse 10, "Suppose you can be trusted with something very little, then you can also be trusted with something very large. But suppose you are not honest with something very little, then you will also not be honest with something very large." Jesus had some very good insight into who we are as people, didn't he? And I believe that he is asking us to be trustworthy, to take on responsibility, and to step up to the plate. So today, I hope that you are able to step up to the plate, to do your responsibilities, the work that you're being asked to do with grace, with integrity, and enjoy the day while you do these things. So have a day filled with joy, and a day filled with peace. And batter up. Here, batter, batter, batter. Come on, batter. Yes, go, batter.